I'm in Shenandoah Park, and this is a hairpin turn at the Pinnacles. The Pinnacles picnic area is up there, and that's where I parked. And I'm rehiking this now that some of the brush has died down for the winter. I'm going down here again looking for any evidence of the old Sexton Shelter. Well, there's a real park curiosity. You don't find those every day. I'm going to go over there and take a look at it. It's kind of wet and squishy down here though. Looks like it's got it almost looks like an old bunker or something. I don't know, man. I'll mark it on the GPS. That's the way I came from. I was kind of following what looked like an old road, but it sort of turned itself into a squishy, wet stream here. So let me go over here and see if I can get any closer pictures. Well, I think I figured out what this was. This was one of the old wells that was drilled to put water, to supply water up to the Pinnacles picnic area. There on the corner you can see the water coming up out of the ground, and then this thing's a concrete pump house, and then there's the output right there, which then would have headed on up the side of the mountain back up to the picnic area. And I think there's also a ranger station up there that probably was fed by this. So interesting find here. Well, I haven't found any evidence of the shelter, but here's the spring right here. Here's a metal pipe. There's no water coming out of it though right now. But this is the beginnings of a creek coming down through here, and I guess they turned it into a spring right here. There's nothing else that would have been down here except for that shelter, so I'll mark that with my GPS and look around a little more. But I don't see any evidence at all of the shelter. Well, I'm almost back up to Skyline Drive, but I think I found the road that used to go down to, this road definitely goes down to the old pump house. And so I don't know, it might have gone near the shelter. Maybe you can hear Skyline Drive's right up there. And this is right at the hairpin turn. Now I'll mark this too. This is the old road right here. Now, I'm not sure if it went down. Once you get down a ways, the road heads in two different directions. It goes to the pump house, and then it heads off more towards the east. So I don't know. I don't see any trace of the shelter though. Anyway, I'll mark this on my GPS too. Oh, just real quick, one thing I meant to mention is, see those big rocks, how they're laying in the middle of the road? They probably put them there decades ago to close this old road off so people couldn't go down it. And then up this way, up the extra couple of 100 feet up to Skyline Drive, they just let the trees grow up and stuff. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Old Rag Mountain, 1994, and this is a Rehike. This is my third trip back to this area, looking for any remains of the Sexton Shelter. It was removed a long, long time ago when they created Shenandoah National Park. So this is an addendum to a hike I published earlier this year, Sexton Shelter, and I published it on 5/22/19. So just to refresh where we are here, this is the Pinnacles picnic area, and you come down here to this bend in the road, and the Sexton Shelter was down in this area right here. And this is my third time back looking for any evidence of it, but I just never have found anything. Except this time I did find a couple of things. Right here where the number 1 is, I found a concrete pump house. And there's no electrical, doesn't look like there was ever any electrical going to it. And if you study the pictures that I publish, you'll see that it was a gasoline powered pump. You can see the spark plug sticking out of the engine still. So take a look at those pictures, but the number 1, that's about where I found the pump house. And then the second thing I found over in this area was a spring with an old cast iron pipe coming out of it and a lot of moss growing on it. And if you look at this, this is where the drainage would be, right down through here. So this was the spring, and on the 1930s era maps, they show the shelter as being right in here somewhere, but I just don't find any evidence of it. And then this is a road. These little dots, this dot here and this dot here, were waypoints that I stored when I was actually standing on a road. So this road goes down the side here, and then it runs into this road right here. I don't know how far this road here goes. I stopped looking about here, and then, but anyway, this road comes down like this, and then it runs into this one, and then it heads straight down to the pump house. Now, I don't usually publish coordinates, but these are the coordinates that I have for the pump house, for the spring with the cast iron pipe, and then the 2 little dots for where the roads are. I put them there too. And these are referenced to WGS 84. This is very important here. If you put those into your GPS, you have to have the reference model set to WGS 84. Okay. There's a lot of other interesting things. I'll just mention them briefly on this map. Right here is the old Sexton Shelter. Now that's another shelter that got pulled out. And earlier in the year I published a hike where I literally bushwhacked my way down through Mountain Laurel and stuff down to here. And the spring is there still, and there's a little bit of evidence of the foundation of the shelter still there. I don't show it here, but this is a very interesting hike. This trail here takes you down to Corbin Cabin. And then, of course, up here's the picnic grounds. So that's an update to that hike. I still haven't found any evidence of the shelter, but I'm sure it was right here in this area somewhere. Okay. And that was the hike for today.